For support or information,
Oga,
you can
check
reach out to us on
your
hopespringtoafrica@gmail.com, or you can call 090-2016-7010. You can reach out to us on our Instagram handle, Hope Spring to Africa,
chat
our
session.
Facebook handle, Hope Spring to Africa.
I think. Hello.
Hello, I'm here with you.
Sorry, hold on. Live.
Mm.
Okay.
Hi, hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, viewers. Sorry.
order of the day. Often they have no idea of what they are gifted to do on this earth. The politicians have found them available for thuggery, vandalization, political uproar, and other antisocial due to their ignorance and hopelessness, poverty, inability to access quality education. It is in society to form through the provision of incomes and policies that will foster moral and social. Hope Spring Africa is tackling this by providing the right and motivation to imbibe attitude and every value through our villages. Bring to Africa, governmental organization founded February 2nd under the Corporate Affairs Commission solutions to the first four sustainable development, which are eradicate poverty, zero hunger, of good health and well, provision of quality education. Hope Africa, through our has visited schools, scholarships to indigent students, empowered more students, communities in Nigeria. Our innovations are scholarship, momentum, young to dream, transforming projects, building of schools, libraries, etc. underdeveloped and schools. Our vision is restoring hope to provide solutions to the first four development goals. For support or information, you can reach out to us on toafrica.com, or you can call 090 2016 1010. You can reach out to us on our Instagram handle, Spring to Africa, our Facebook handle,
Yeah, good morning, viewers. Hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello. Someone talk to me.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. I can't hear you. I can hear you rather.
All right, in some seconds. Can you still hear me? Huh? All right. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption. Johnson, can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me now? All right. So let me quickly do a rerun. We have Johnson Omotosholushola, sorry. He is the founder of lifestyle brand Divika Hub. He is a resilient individual and a passionate teacher. His social and religious beliefs, amongst many attributes, has made him a role model to many. He lives with his family in Lagos. He is happily married, and today is a special day. Today is his birthday and his wedding anniversary simultaneously. So it's a pleasure having you in the studio. Johnson, can you hear me? Are you there live?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah. Before we give you the privilege to start, I want to wish
Okay.
you a very happy birthday, long life and prosperity. I want to wish you that your marriage continue to blossom and you continue to enjoy bounties in your marriage.
Amen. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Thank you.
Okay, the theme for this year Momentum 2021 powered by Offspring to Africa is making a difference. Um, in every of our endeavors, one way or the other, we tend to bring in something that can actually differentiate us among others. And that's why this team is coming on to us, making a difference. And for someone to make a difference, then definitely you must have conceived some ideas within you, and actually you are trying to unleash those ideas, or you are trying to look for how to express them. So can you please, before we go further, can you please kindly introduce yourself to the audience watching us live?
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Omotosho Johnson Olushola.
Okay, good. Now, the theme before us says making a difference. I believe deep within you, you are so vast and you are knowledgeable enough to dissecting and even taking us deeper, considering the theme for this year, Momentum 2021. Now, how can we actually put it that we want to make a difference in your own little way? How can we say it? Making a difference. What do you understand by that word or the sentence making a difference?
Okay, from my end, I want to submit that when we talk about making a difference, what people actually will think is like all people will think is doing things differently from what others have been doing.
Okay.
Are you getting it? But from my own end, when we talk about making a difference, I want to submit that it is you following the path. You can also follow the path that somebody has followed before,
Okay.
but just carve a niche for yourself.
Okay.
So making
That's
a
in the
difference
course
is not totally okay.
of following the paths
Okay.
that someone has actually created.
Yes, please.
Now, you said you are going to make a difference, you make a niche for yourself in
Yes, please.
distinguishing you from that same path.
Yes, please.
So how do you maneuver your way in making that niche?
Okay. For example, let me come from my own field. I'm a tailor.
Okay.
Far before I was born, so many people have been in this line.
Yeah.
So many people have been in this line. But for me as a person, I didn't say because I want to create a new, I didn't create anything new. But what I did
Yeah.
was follow the path, then carved a niche. One niche that my business is having right now is timeliness. We all know that in the fashion industry right now, there's problem. People saying tailors don't deliver their clothes in time and all. I gave my clothes to a tailor
Definitely.
2 months ago, and I'm supposed to use it this Saturday, and he's telling me he's just cutting it. So the niche I've been
Imagine.
able to create in my own line of business is timeliness because I knew it's a problem in the fashion industry.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
Before
my
I
submission, sir.
really okay, before I really give you that time to do justice to this thing,
Okay.
I find out that your brand name is Divika. Please, can
Yes, please.
you kindly tell us what the Divika there simply implies?
Okay. Divika actually is an Indian word. It means divine.
Divine. Okay.
Yes, please.
So it means
So
the
a
the
divine
the
center, that's the hub. So divine center, that's the idea behind the name Divika Hub.
okay. For our
Yes,
audience
please.
watching us live, sorry. For our audience watching us live, Mr. Johnson
Yes,
Olushola
sir.
Omotosho, he is a fashion designer. So for as many that are interested in making out different clothing items, different designs, you can reach out to him on his social handle, Divika Hub, on Facebook, on Instagram, I believe on YouTube as well.
No, no,
You
not
can
yet.
follow
We don't have a
him.
YouTube page yet.
Oh, okay. So you can follow him, Divika Hub. And for anything at all you want to do pertaining to clothing for male and female in different designs and different patterns, you can reach out to him for the best. He was our sponsor for last year, December reach out, and seeing the fabrics and the kind of design he made, it was fantastic. So I can actually recommend you for the best. If you actually want the best for your occasion, you want to look good, you want to look different. So you can actually reach out to him for a very cheap and affordable price. So that's just by the way. So
I
I
actually
have series of
appreciate the
questions here.
okay.
Yeah, I have series of questions though, but I would not want to bore you with most of my questions, but I'll just take them step at a time. And for our
Oh,
audience watching us live, in the course of making justice or doing justice to the team, making a
oh,
difference in that which you do, please you can be brainstorming on those questions that can actually be popping into your brain. Then when it's time for question, you can bring it on. So
okay.
in your space of online, in your space of fashion line, can you kindly tell us how you started? Because if we look at it, for someone to make a difference in the real sense, you to make a difference is not something that you just conceive and boom, you are into it. But it's a process that is consider the ideas, then looking for how to implement it, and probably you need fund as well to support it. Now,
Yes.
you being a fashion designer, a tailor, actually start your own fashion business? How did you actually start it to put you in the line among contemporaries that we have? Because if we look around, we can see that we have different tailors all around. So at least start.
Okay. The thing is, the journey has been a very, very tough, but yet very interesting. Divika started December 2017, December 12th,
Okay.
2017. And that was when I conceived the business idea. And
Wow.
when I conceived the business idea, all of those things sounded like rubbish. And let me shock you guys. For one day, I've not learned fashion designing. Like I've not sat under anybody to learn. I know maybe probably some people will be hearing that for the first time. I
Wow.
didn't learn from anybody. I didn't learn from anybody. So when the idea came, I felt like it was a total rubbish. I felt like it was a total rubbish. You know, I was just at my former place of work. I worked in a restaurant as a supervisor. That's from January 2017 through December 2017. So I was just not comfortable where I was anymore. Like I wanted to do my own thing and all. You know, when the business idea came, I was like, how do I start? I don't have any knowledge in fashion designing. So how do I cope? This kind of a business or this kind of a thing requires somebody who is well grounded in this field. So, like I said earlier, the whole idea felt
Sure.
like it was a rubbish.
Yes.
Like it felt like it's an impossible mission. So I almost wanted to sideline the dream. But you see, one day I was just walking inside of Ikeja City Mall, and at the left flank, I mean at the right flank, we have so many fashion brands on that line. So I saw a guy who was wearing a waistcoat. The guy was wearing a shirt, a pant, and he had threads all over him, and he was having tape rule on him. And that thing in me just told me that is exactly what I want you to start doing. I was like, how possible is that? I don't have any knowledge in fashion designing. And, you know, it felt like an impossible mission. But this was how I started. When I couldn't bear not starting the idea anymore, I met with some tailors. I mean, not under me then. I don't have any experience. So I met people who had the idea of the tailoring thing, people who I felt could give me something good. But you know, I contracted them that when I have orders, I would meet with them so they would tailor for me, then I would deliver to my customer. That was the initial idea. I didn't plan having this kind of a fashion house and all. So when we started, you know, the normal Nigerian tailor thing,
Wow.
disappointment. A customer would say, okay, probably we have. I started with having a timeline though. We're supposed to deliver a clothes on
Yeah.
Saturday
Sure.
and going to the tailor's place now, and you're like, the clothes, I've not even touched it at all. And, you know, and for me, I had a very, very high prospect for the business. So that happened over time, And, you know, these people were just so rubbish for me. And because I don't have any knowledge in the industry, so I just kept pumping money when I deliver to customers, and they were like, bros, you brought rubbish to us. And that continued over time. It was more like as I was making collecting my salary while I was working, I was just pouring it on the business, and there was nothing. So I took a step. In fact, the first machine I had was a blackhead machine. It was a gift. I didn't buy it. I shared my dream with somebody that, okay, I've tried this. And the person actually learned tailoring, but didn't have passion for it. So the person offered to give me a machine. I was not like, okay, now I have a machine. How do I start? I don't have the knowledge in tailoring. So how do I still go ahead from there? So fast track to 2018, I did my first employment. That was in July. I did my first employment. Then I was still working. So, you know, because I was not around, the guy would come to my space. He will just be there not doing anything. And then I placed him on salary. So he will just be there not doing anything. Can you hear me?
Mm.
Okay, let me continue. The guy will just be there not doing anything. So most times when I come back from work, the guy will just tell me the machine has been giving him problems since morning, so he has not been able to do anything and the likes. So another challenge came up, and for me as the dreamer, it's left for me to proffer another solution to it. And fast track to 2018, like I was saying, August, almost around this time, that thing just told me, resign from your job. I was like, resign from a job that I'm still getting the salary points on the business and there's nothing coming forth. It was more like almost 100% of my salary was going on the business and there's nothing coming forth. So that thing just told me resign. I was like, that conversation from within yourself, and I was like, resign. I was like, how possible? This is still the same job that I'm still using to manage myself and the business. I'm still paying somebody's salary even for my salary. So it's not possible for me to resign. And when that conversation continued within me for a while, I felt like, okay, because there's a need for me to provide a solution to the problem. Fine, I want to have my own business. I know I love to look good, and I want to try the part of helping people look good too. So I need to provide a solution to it because this is a challenge in line of what I want to be. So that thing just told me I should resign. And I was like, okay, let me go for my annual leave. That if I go for my annual leave, then when I run the business for a period of 1 month, if I see how the business will go, then I can confidently come back to work and resign. So I applied for my annual leave at work. It was granted. And all through the period of August in 2018, I and the tailor were just there doing our thing. And when the time we make delivery to customers, and they were like, wow, this is nice, this is this is that, this is that. Everybody was appreciating our product all through that period. And that spirit now, when I resumed back to work, that confident spirit of I am now a CEO, I have my own business and all. At least I worked on my business for a month and everything was really rosy and all. So I went back to work, spoke with my HR that I want to resign. The man was like, you want to resign? This company really has prospect for you, so we advise you not to resign. I said, I now have my own business, so I resigned. Believe me, the business I was able to work on for 1 month and everything was rosy. After my resignation, everything was totally scattered. Like totally. I was now imagining like, is this not the same business that I did for 1 month and everything? I felt that entrepreneurial spirit and everything. So from that August via December, sincerely, I was in a total mess. My business was in a total mess. My life was in a total mess. I was facing challenges from my family. Because when I told my mom too I wanted to resign, she was like, are you sure you know what you are saying? And eventually when I resigned, now going back to people like that for, fine, they will give you, but they will talk sense to you. They will talk sense into your head. The first thing my mom said when I asked her, Mom, can I get 1,000 naira from you? Fine, she gave me. But she said, Johnson, sit down. I used to think you have sense before, but I know you are. Now I know you are very, very stupid. That was what she said to me. And in that mood, I still did not give up. I still wanted to follow that passion all through. So from that 2018 August all through to December, I was in a total mess. I was in a total mess. My life was in a total mess. Like there was nothing working for me. There was not. When I went to, I can't forget that experience. I can't forget that experience. There was this customer I went to deliver to around Ogba. My office is at Abule Egba, Abule Taylor bus stop precisely. So I went to deliver to the customer around Ogba. And I went there with the last card on me. Like I was not having any other money for me. I transported there with the last money I had on me. So on getting the customer, this man really embarrassed me, talked about the product that we did rubbish, and all. And I was thinking that probably when he pays for the item, then I will use from the money to transfer back. Believe me, I checked down home from Ogba. I checked down to Abule Egba from Ogba that day. It was a very terrible experience, but thank God that over time, I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I didn't give up.
Okay.
So I want to submit to people that, you see, the first
Wow.
step to make a difference, the word
Jesus
is
is good.
making a difference, not hearing a difference, not seeing a difference. It means that we need to get involved. We need to put our all in it. And the first step to making a difference is to think differently. Is to think differently. I think what helped me was, I'm a very resilient person. If I'm doing something and I've not gotten to the bottom of it, I don't give up. I don't give up. So working in the fashion line, it has it's as much as I would say that it has been very challenging. Same way, I would say that it has really impacted a whole lot of things. It is not just about the tailoring part of it, but even in the business world, we started with shirt making. We started with shirt making because in my business plan, I had the idea of we just making shirts. We just making shirts. But after a while, when we were doing our products, we started, like I said, we started with shirts. We moved to pants production when I noticed that we are good on shirts. So I want to advise people that they should learn to do things one step at a time, especially in this field. So every one of us should learn to take things one step at a time.
Okay. Before we continue,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Before we continue in this session, I would want to display pictures of Mr. Johnson, setting him for his birthday. And as we prepare to continue the program, please stay tuned, get yourself ready. We are just getting started, so get yourself ready with your questions. And
Today, our streets and communities are littered with the young and old who suffer the indignity of begging for crust of bread to stay alive. It is no more news that there is an epidemic phenomenon of street children who are brought up on the free range system, child prostitution, rejected children, and mass destitution of the young are the order of the day. Often, they have no idea of what they are gifted to do on this earth. The politicians have found them to be available for thuggery, vandalization, political uproar, and other antisocial activities due to their ignorance and hopelessness, poverty, and inability to access quality education. It is incumbent on society to form people through the provision of integral programs and policies that will facilitate moral and social development. Hope Spring to Africa is tackling these problems by providing the right
Okay.
information and motivational programs to imbibe the right attitude and fill every vacuum through our various strategies. Hope Spring to Africa is a non-governmental organization founded on February 2nd, 2013, registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission to provide solutions to the first four Sustainable Development Goals, which are eradication of poverty, zero hunger, provision of good health and well-being, provision of quality education. Hope Spring to Africa, through our innovations, has visited more than 50 schools, gave scholarships to indigent students, and empowered more than 2,000 students in different communities in Nigeria. Our innovation strategies are scholarship, reach out, momentum, not too young to dream, life transforming projects such as building of
Can you
schools,
hear me, Johnson?
libraries, toilets, etc. for underdeveloped communities and schools.
Yes.
Our vision is restoring hope to all. Mission to provide solutions to the first four Sustainable Development Goals. For support or information, you can reach out to us on hopespringtoafrica@gmail.com or you can call 090-2016-7010. You can reach out to us on our Instagram handle, Hope Spring to Africa, our Facebook handle, Hope Spring to Africa.
Okay, welcome back. Hello, viewers all around. We are here live, Momentum 2021. And in the studio, we also have Johnson Olushola. He is a fashion guru. So, Mr. Johnson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, so you made mention of something earlier about you starting your own hub or your own fashion design making also without having the knowledge. So how did you actually get the knowledge in kickstarting this business of a thing? Actually get the knowledge, because it's not possible for you to venture into something that you don't have the rudiments of
Yeah.
how you go about it. So how did you actually get the knowledge starting up your own farm business?
Okay. Initially, starting the business, like you said, a business. Like I was only thinking of the business aspect of it, not getting the skill. I mean, the tailoring skill. All I thought I needed was, okay, I have the
Okay.
business idea. Then I need somebody who has the skill.
Okay.
That was all I thought of doing. You see, sometimes people will tell you things that, fine, to some extent, it might seem like an abuse, but if you're not somebody who taps even the least wisdom from the wrong things that people see about you, then you might have the tendency not to grow in life. You see,
Definitely.
there was this guy that worked with me then. The guy said something when I was challenging him that, okay, this thing, fine, he has the skill. He knows that I don't have the skill, but I am the business person. I am the marketer. Understand that kind of a thing. So the guy said,
Definitely.
Oga, that thing that happened there, you cannot understand. So the guy is indirectly telling me that, bros, your own field is the business, while we are the one cooking the food here. So you can't understand why I did not put enough salt in this food. Why I'm not doing this thread or these stitches the way I should do it. Do you understand? So that thing actually challenged me. The first thing I did was I went on YouTube. I watched quite a lot of videos. I consumed a lot of videos. Virtually, there's nothing you want to learn now that you won't get online.
Sure.
There's so many facilities now that they offer free courses. For example, is Coursera and the likes. So they offer free courses in things like this. So I went on YouTube, learned the basics. So I didn't take the guy. I wasn't hungry at what happened. So it took me about a month or two. You know, when the guy was doing his thing one day, I just went closer to him. I told him, do it like this, do it like this. You arrive at this. And the guy was not like,
It was a
like, where did this guy go learn all this thing from? You understand this thing? So that was where I started from. And if people now ask me now that, now, do you not have the knowledge in fashion designing? The first question I will ask them is, how many years does it take one to learn fashion designing? Bros, I'm 4 years in business this December. So it doesn't take forever to learn fashion designing, especially in this 21st century. It doesn't take 4 years to learn fashion designing. So I'll be 4 years in December. So I understand everything called fashion designing. And one thing, a skill I developed again was, I developed it during COVID-19 lockdown. I discovered that we had another challenge of customers who would walk in and would like, okay, I want a design that no one has worn before. You understand? I want you to sketch something for me. Then I knew that, okay, so in this line again, you still have to sketch for customers different from what you show them on phone or what you show them in catalog. So I still went online again. I learned how to draw. So before we go ahead to produce anything for a customer, especially when you tell us to create something for you, I'll go ahead, pick my pencil, draw a design. I'll send it to you. Do you like it?
Sure.
Do you like it? So that has been one. How do I say it now? It has been a strong drive for me. It has really been the ability to learn very fast. So I didn't learn from anybody. All I did was online, and I looked at what my staff were doing there. Most times when they are cutting their clothes, doing everything, I'll make them understand that, okay, this thing I don't understand. Let me get it. So I didn't feel like I am the boss. I can't go to them and say, okay, this thing, how do you do it this way? How do you feel that when I try this thing, how can I get it? So, but today I have virtually what it takes to run a fashion house, and I have the skill. In fact, now, if I employ a tailor, no matter how good you are, you will undergo a 1-week training. We'll convert you to our own house staff.
Wow.
We'll convert you to our house staff because the way it is being done there is not the same way we do it here. So we have our house standard, we have our house style, and all of these things were gotten in the line of the journey. Am I saying that anyone can go into the fashion industry without learning? No, that's not what I'm saying. But the point is, if you have the opportunity to learn, all of these things made my own journey quite slow. Imagine I have the knowledge of the tailoring right from the onset. Then I would have gone even far than I am now. Because if you are doing rubbish for me, I know. If you are doing it right, I know. Then I would have saved myself the stress of going to a customer and they embarrass you. Are we getting it? So
yes.
The bottom line of all of these things now is, if you have the opportunity to acquire a knowledge, don't waste time. Don't waste time. And if you have the opportunity to start a thing, in fact, I want to submit that a starter of a small thing is better than a wisher of great things.
Wow. Nice one.
A starter of small things is better, far better than a wisher of great things. I had my idea. Fine, I didn't know where I was heading. I had a dream. I know what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it. But as time was going, I took I took it upon myself to learn it, because this is a sector that actually requires skill. It's a sector that actually requires skill. So how do I cope if I don't understand? Fine, it could be possible that I employ somebody who does it. Probably I employ a supervisor. But in my own case, I don't have anybody giving me the money that employ people that can do the job for you. I started all these things with my own penny and with the gift machine that someone gave me. And let me now shock you people. My wife dashed me the machine I started Divika Hub with. She learned fashion designing, but she does not have interest in it. But she saw me as somebody who was passionate about, and all of this time there was nothing going on between us. We're just good pals. She was my colleague at work. But I shared the dream with her. She was like, wow, since you have this kind of a big idea, then as my friend, let me contribute. Let me sow a seed into your life. So that was how we started. And one thing that has helped me again, I understand that there are 5 key people that you need in your life. There are 5 key people that you need in your life. I understood all this all in the journey of my business. Number one thing is you need affluence people. The affluence person, you need them in your life. When you talk about affluence does not necessarily mean the person is wealthy. But these are people who have connections, people who can hold your hand and take you into great doors. They can take you into great rooms. People who can link you that, okay, I know of this person who can do this service for you. So you need such people in your life. Number 2 is the finance person. Okay. You see, sometimes when we feel that our mentors are running away from us, because there are some mentors who it's because you are asking the wrong thing from the wrong person. For example, I'm an affluent person. For example, I don't have money to give you, but I can connect you. So if you, as a business person or a business startup, you're asking for money every time you come to me, all you expect from me is money, and I can't provide that money, of course I will feel bad and I'll start running from you. I don't know if I'm making sense of what I'm saying. So sure. The affluent person is somebody who can hold your hand into a big room, connect you to big people, connect you with people who can actually patronize your business. Another thing is you need the finance person. These are people who, they can come in form of investors, they can come, maybe your family and all. And one thing that I've enjoyed in my business is the family support. Is the family support. My family has so much helped me in business, especially financially. Financially, my family has really, really helped me. So another thing you need again is the idea person. You need the idea person. Somebody who is just there advising you. Probably you have challenge with your business. Okay, maybe in terms of pricing, you feel your business is not making profit, or you have this challenge in business. There should be somebody you can always go to that, hello, this is the challenge I'm having in business. So it will now be so wrong for you asking for finance from an idea person. The person might start feeling that, okay, you might think that at the end of all these ideas I'm giving you, I should give you money to support it. No, the person necessarily may not be your finance person. It might not be your affluence person. The person is just there to give you the ideas that you need to push forth in life. Another set of people that you need is the priest helpers. The priest helpers, these are people who can pray with you. Who can pray with you, people who can say, okay, you should do this spiritually. Another set of people you need in your life are laborers. People who can say that, okay, oh, you want to do this, let's help you. You want to do that, let's help you. They are ready to do the labor to the core. For an example of laborers are your staff. People who are ready to take the stress off you so that you can face what you are supposed to face. Imagine now, with the stage of my business, I'm still the one sitting on machine. I'm still the one attending to customers. I'm still the one fixing appointments. I'm still the one doing so many things. I'll be so worn out. In fact, I won't be able to cook up ideas to take my business to the next level.
Sure.
And over time, our product has really gone wild. We don't only do clothing anymore. We now do shoes. I mean, bespoke shoemaking. We make our own shoes.
Wow.
So Divika Hub has
Diversification.
left the stage of thinking that, okay, all we want to do is make shirts. So we're making shirts, we make pants, we make agbada, we make senator wears, we make suits, and we make shoes. And our idea now is dressing a man from head to toe. So that is the dream we are pursuing. It means that Divika Hub wants to go into the production of anything that dresses a man from head to toe. If you are looking for a wristwatch, come into Divika Hub. It's a hub. It can contain so many things. So if I'm still the person doing all of those things, sweeping, you understand that kind of a thing. What time do I have to cook up another idea? What time do I have to meet all these people that I need to meet in my life? Don't forget the list again. I said the affluence person, the finance person, the idea person, the priest helper, and the laborers. If you can connect with those people differently with what they can do for you, then it will help your journey in life. It will help your journey in life. Don't confuse your affluence person for your finance person. Don't confuse your finance person for your idea person. Don't confuse your idea person for your priest helper. And don't confuse your priest helper for your laborers. They are different people who would play different roles in your life. Am I saying it's not possible for a person to do all of these things? It is possible. You can have the money and you be your own finance person. You can have your connection. There are so many people on Instagram now who have all the connection they can get. They can be their own affluence person. They can be their own idea person. But I don't think you can 100% be your own idea person. You need people who will think, okay, sometimes my staff will come to me, boss, okay, we have been doing this thing this way over time. Why don't we try it this way? Why don't we do it this way? So you can't, it's not even possible for you to be all of these things by yourself. You need people. You need people to achieve all of this, all of your dreams. So are you that kind of a person who is thinking that I'm a man of my own, one man mopo, I just want to follow my dream by myself?
Not possible.
Let me tell you, it is not possible. At one point in time in your life, these people can even come as a customer. I can't count how many customers who has patronized me once and has introduced me to people who are higher than them. They have introduced me to people who are higher than them. I was like, how did this start? It started from the customer walking in. I'm like, good morning, sir. How are you? Have your seat. You understand? Little things like that can help you make a difference. It's not all about the product, the service too. So for me as a brand person, I'm not just particular about the product. I'm particular about the service too. How a customer feels. It could be as little as probably when the customer is doing his fittings or so. You have the customer adjust his button and it feels like, my tailor the tailor I was using before does not do this thing for me. The tailor I'm using before does not do this thing for me. So all of those things, I'm not particular about the product alone. I'm particular about the service. Those little things go a long way to make a difference. Okay. They go a long way to make a difference. And you see, for tailors out there, let us eradicate these time issues. It's becoming an insult. And as much as we feel that we are used to it, for me, I can't be used to it. Because sometimes it's even affecting business. Imagine a customer will bring a clothes to you on Monday, and the customer will tell you, okay, I will pay half the money. And when, okay, I need the clothes this Saturday, I'm waiting for an event this Saturday. You understand? Fine, it does not work with your timeline, but you just want to satisfy the customer because everybody knows that Divika does not disappoint.
Sure.
Everybody knows that Divika does not disappoint. But really, we'll finish that customer's clothes before that Saturday, and we'll call you that, hello, your clothes is ready. And you're like, I didn't know you guys will finish it this early. I actually want to use it next week, Saturday. Whereas there are other productions that we should have done and reschedule your own for another time. So as much as these things like this are tailors will say they want to get used to it, it's affecting business for some people. It's affecting business. So to round this question up, let us understand the place of all of these people in our life. Let us understand the place of these people in all our life: the affluence person, the finance person, the idea person, the priest helpers, and the laborers. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, that's a nice one. Now, I would like to draw my emphasis on the laborers in particular.
Okay.
That's the people that actually work for you. We've seen instances whereby some of these laborers at times they can actually go beyond the expectation,
Okay.
and at times they might not even meet up to the expectation, and it can cause a kind of bridge between the customer and
Okay.
the owner himself. Now, how do you actually manage these your laborers? That's one. And secondly, in the course of making an outfit for customers, and there's a kind of mistake on the fabric or in the course of the production, how do you go
Okay.
about it? Because there are some customers that they might actually come back to complain that yes, this
Okay.
thing is not like this, this thing is different. So how do you actually manage that as well? Your laborers, one, and secondly, in the course of correcting a mistake, so that the
Okay.
customer will not actually come back to begin to rant. It's not like this. It's this. It's blah blah blah. So how do you actually make the two together? How do you actually go about it?
Okay. Over time, I think to a very large extent, we've been able to work on our business that once a customer is making an order, there's a production log. You feel the customer's name, you feel the day he brought the clothes, you feel the day he said he wants to collect the clothes. So each day, we already know that, okay, this is the clothes we are doing. This is customer so clothes is the clothes we are doing for today. This person's clothes is the clothes we are doing. Like there's an arrangement
Okay.
of our productions. So
Okay.
if anything is going on the production floor, it is as a result of what has been planned on the table, what we have in the production log.
Okay.
So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Getting you.
So we have so much worked on the system that when a customer is making an order, we fill it in a log.
Okay.
So you always check every morning, you know that, okay, this customer brought his clothes so day, and this is when he's going to collect it.
Okay.
And moving to the next question, saying that probably when a customer complains that probably there's an error, maybe with size and all, any tailor who would say that no customer has ever complained of his or her brand or his or her product is a very big lie.
Definitely.
But you see, in all of these things, we should not underrate the place of approach.
Good.
The way we approach customers when they complain about errors is very, very important. Things you can make mistakes, you can make errors, you can do that. But when you tell a customer that you acknowledge your mistake, oh, Mr. So and so, I acknowledge, maybe you forgot or anything can happen. Oh, I forgot that was the design you picked. But if you want us to work another clothes, we don't mind. We'll buy another one. We'll do your design for you. Fine. It might seem like it's a loss, but you are retaining the patronage of the customer because a customer has once told me before that the reason he has been patronizing me is because Each time he makes a complaint that we make a mistake, I don't tell him that it is a style. Some tailors say that. They say any mistake is a style. It is not my slogan.
They want to cover up.
Any design you make, you should be deliberate about it.
Sure.
For me, it is not a style. When you make a mistake, acknowledge that you make a mistake.
Sure.
Acknowledge it. Okay, for example, yesterday there was a customer we made a delivery to, and the man was like, Divika, have you forgotten that I don't like this waist adjuster? Like I prefer my native with formal pants, the normal belt holes and all. And I immediately told him that I'm totally sorry about that, but it can be corrected. It can be corrected. And I expressed to him that I forgot. I'm not an island that I'll be thinking everything and say, I forgot. And I prefer the solution immediately. Okay, I will send the rider back to pick them up. Then we'll adjust it, we'll send them back to you at no cost to you. And the man was like, leave it. Don't bother about, but next time, notice that what I want is this. You understand? So every business, every tailor should understand the place of acknowledging your mistake. When you make a mistake, acknowledge it. Don't say this is how they used to do it. That any mistake in designing, any mistake in fashion is a style. No, once a customer complains, it is no longer a style. He does not like it. So it means he does not like it. So over time, that has been the way we have been managing. And of course, there are times that we might have technical issues that would tend that we delay a customer's production. You see, mistakes that some people make is you will wait for the customers to call you that, hello, hope my clothes is still, you are still delivering my clothes tomorrow. And that is when you now tell the customer, no, we've been having technical issues for like a week now, so your clothes will be delayed. No, the moment we start having the problem, I take it as a point of duty to message just such customers. When I know that it might be possible we disappoint them, I will send a message ahead that, Mr. So and so, this is the problem we are having. It might be possible that we delay your order beyond our delivery timeline. And when you give a customer an heads up, if the customer actually needs that clothes urgently, he can quickly provide another solution. But the greatest disappointment you can give a customer is on the day of the what's your, you not call the customer, I've not even cut your cloth because of the issue we had. The customer does not want to, he will not take that as an excuse from you. He won't even believe, even if what you are telling him is true, he won't believe you. But when you tell a customer ahead that this is the thing, and one thing that kills tailor again is ojugokoro, covetousness. You know that this thing, I can't do it within this period of time. But because you are like, and this person will pay you, you collect the job and everything will choke you.
Imagine.
So it will turn out that eventually you won't be able to meet up and you have collected money from the person.
Money.
So tailors should not be covetous. Do what you can do. The little you are able to do, if you are able to do it well, it will. I used to tell my boy, see, it's better we do one clothes and the customer pays us as high as 1 million naira than for us to do a clothes 5,000 naira in 1 million place. It's different. Because that same customer will bring another customer that will introduce us that, these people, fine, they are expensive, but they will give you what you want. So that is my submission.
Okay, that's nice. Now, let's now look into these aspects. Still on the 5 outlines you gave. Now,
okay,
for someone that has the idea of going into a particular business in making a difference within his or her own environment. Now, you made mention of the finance person. Now, that financial aspect is a problem. Before you can actually make a difference, you also need finance, if I'm not mistaken. Finance is one of the drive in making a difference. No matter how the idea you conceive, no matter the kind of way you want to implement it, you still need that finance person that will push you. Now, how do you now get this finance if this finance is not coming? How do you make that move in ensuring that, yes, you conceive the idea, but the finance to stabilize it and to make it effective, that you can make difference within your own confines or your environment? How do you actually get that finance working for that your idea, working for that your conceived ideas?
Okay, first I will talk about the idea, then later I'll talk about how to get funds for to fund your idea. You see, when you talk about ideas,
Okay.
the first thing you need to understand is the idea is the first principle. You see, one very unnoticed waster of resources is you thinking that when the money comes, the money will show you what you will use it for. That is one waster of resources. But for me as a person, what I did was I had the idea.
Okay.
I usually say that, you see, cook up your idea. You will never know who you would share your idea with someday, and you're like, ah, boy, guy, I like this your dream, and I would like to invest in it. Fine, my own was quite different. Fine, I was working. I was able to put my salary into my business.
Okay.
Are we getting it? But finance can come in different ways. Finance can come in different. It could be your family. It could be your family. Like I said earlier, I've so much enjoyed the finance privilege from my family, and it was because they saw the idea that I'm having, and they bought into it. Imagine I'm sourcing for fun. Even if I go to banks now, I'm sourcing for fun. They will ask me what I want to use it for now, and if what I want to use the money for is not genuine enough or convincing enough, they won't give me the money.
Sure.
So people, we need to really sit first and cook up our ideas. We need to really sit and cook up our ideas. And for ideas, I want to say it that for you to understand your idea, understand your gift.
I didn't get that.
Do you understand? For you to understand your idea, first understand your gift.
Good.
You see, okay, let me quickly give a narration. You see, people come to you, no matter how good you are to people. People come to you because you are good to them. If you don't have anything you are doing for people, they won't come to you.
Sure.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Sure. I'm getting
It
that.
is because of what you do to people, that is why they come to you. Like I said earlier, I want to give a narration. You see, while I was preparing for this program, something just took me back to when I was not born in Lagos. I was born in our village, Osun State, Okiogbo. So I'm not a Lagos boy.
Okay.
So right in front of our house, then we have two trees. One is actually a very wide tree. It does not bear fruit. It does not do anything. And there's another tree just beside it. The tree is just a tall, but it has fruit, but not having any shade that people could stay under and all. But it was bearing fruit. But we have another that was just wide. People can only stay under it to enjoy shade.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? So now, as young as I was then, I would be standing outside our house. I would notice that why will people from, like, as young as I was like, why will people from under this tree that they are enjoying their shade, probably some people eating under the shade, will still stand up and see a ripe fruit on the other tree that they are not staying under, and will still go there, pluck it, and still come back under that tree that they are enjoying the shade. Do you understand? So I was able to understand that, okay, there's a tree that is able to provide food. And there's another tree that was able to provide comfort. And people go to them at different times. Do you understand? So I want to submit that you should understand that people will only come to you because of the gift you possess. Nobody comes to you because of you are just there. Nobody comes to you because you bear your name, but because of what you do for them. And if you understand your gift, then you understand the kind of business idea you can have. For example, like I said earlier, when we were starting, I said, what gave birth to the idea was, I know I love to look good. Then, would it be bad for me making other people look good too? No. It won't be bad. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was able to understand that, okay, I'm this person who is able to learn very fast. In fact, the job I was doing before I started this business, I worked in a restaurant as a supervisor. I mean, I monitor cooks. If they have cooked rubbish, I will tell them, bros, I cannot pass this into the restaurant. Did I do food or not, or whatsoever in school? No, I didn't do it. But over time, I studied myself that, okay, I'm a very fast learner. I'm somebody who quickly grabs things. So it has helped me to actually pivot my business the way it went. So if, for example, if there's a person who does not have this that gift of quick retention or grabbing things at an instant, and you say that you don't want to go and learn tailoring for maybe 6 months or 1 year, you want to do it the same way I did it, then we might not end up at the same place. So understand your gifts, understand what makes you you, then all of these things will sum up to build your idea. In all of these things that I said, I know I'm a very, very resilient person. And I chose the word resilience because over time, my business has failed, like very, very well, like failed over time. But each time that my business failed, I will either meet people, borrow me money. I have a production to do. When I'm done with it, I will give you back. So all of these things is because I am resilient. Resilience over time, I would say to some extent, is a gift. And it served as a fuel for my business. So if, for example, you are not a resilient person and you want to go into business, how do you survive the challenges? How do we survive the challenges? It's not possible because every business will have its trying times. It's trying times. In fact, I was telling my people when we started this year that, see, no matter how much we did for 2020, we didn't hit our target. Like for 2020, we did a lot, but I was telling them that we didn't hit our target. We didn't hit our target. It still means that to some extent, I was still able to see a problem. I'm not saying targets that, okay, we had plans that will do maybe 5,000 clothes or whatever. That's not the target. But financially, fine, all of these things will all submit to the finance, like the numbers of clothes we did, the numbers of customer complaints we had, and all of those things will either equate to money eventually. Are you getting it? So it still means that even at now, there are still challenges. It doesn't mean that we are at the peak. And even if I say we are stable financially or whatsoever, we have competitors. We have competitors. So if you now say anything happens to you in business and you have attained financial height, you have competitors who are ready to bring out an advert strategy or anything to pull down your business. Everybody is working around the clock, trying to do things for customers to come. And for me, I always have the thinking that, you see, the moment you lose a customer, just know that there's another tailor out there ready to hijack the person. How many tailors do I know? How many friends do I know that are tailors? Just my friends alone. It's just my friend. Not to talk of walking down my street or my business street. I mean, my office, the street of my office also. How many tailors do I meet? How many tailors do I? You understand that kind of a thing? So, and you say you don't want to be resilient, you don't want to push further, you feel you have attained the height and you don't want, no. So understand your gifts. Understand your gifts. Understand your idea. All of these things will help you. And for as many people who think that, will people believe my idea? Because when I shared with people too, I want to go into fashion designing, they're like, you want to crochet tailor, about in fact, the more shocked people are about your idea, the more positive you should be. The more shocked people are about your idea, the more shocked people are when you tell them, the more they don't believe you, the more you should strive, the more you should be positive about your idea. Because for me telling people then, this is what I want to do, they were like, everybody was trying to talk me down. Like, how do you achieve that? Is that even possible? You that don't have any knowledge in fashion designing and all. So let's understand our idea capacity and let's understand the place of resilience. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's a nice one hearing that from you. But we are still treating making a difference.
Yes.
And I would want to hear from you concerning this. Looking at the situation of the country, because the state of the country now is challenging, and for an average youth who tends to make difference within his or her own space. Now, how do I actually begin in making a difference within my own space? How do I actually begin in making my own difference?
Okay. First, like I said earlier, that the first step to making a difference, mark the word, it is make, is to think differently. And when you are able to think differently, then act according to what you think. It is another thing to think. You know, so many people think about things and they leave it there. They leave it in the place of thoughts. They don't really convert their ideas into tangible things, into what people can see. And you know, when we say think about something, it means that it is just in your head. It is just in your head. Nobody is seeing it yet. Nobody is feeling your idea the way you are feeling because it's all in your head. But the moment you are able to put it into practice, then people begin to see it. This guy, it's because they can see it. This guy, you are doing well. Oh. Or some of them will even pass a critical comment that, oh, guy, this thing you are doing, you are not doing it well enough. Improve on it. I believe you can do better than this. So talking about the situation of Nigeria and everything, how a youth can make a difference. I used to tell people that in life, understand the place of little things in big things and the place of big things in little things. I will explain. Understand the place of little things in big things and the place of big things in little things. Now, for me as a person, I want to take it back to business. When I was starting, the idea was, okay, I want to be the first, the best fashion outlet in my area, like in my street, because I have so many fashion designers around me. That was the first thing. You understand? Then it moved to, okay, I want to be the one of fashion house that people reckon with. Probably in my community is getting higher in my state. And my dream now, fine, I'm not totally known in Lagos or whatsoever. But now, Divika Hub is now a brand that we have customers far and wide in Nigeria, even abroad. So if I don't learn to start from where I am, I can't make a big difference. So I was able to understand the place of starting something small, despite the competition, the large competition that we have, despite the place of big things that people are already doing. And another thing that youth should understand, every one of us should understand, is there's never a champion for life.
Sure.
We should understand that there's never a champion for life. If then I will look at other brands that have gone years ahead of me, that have achieved a lot in business, I was like, how will I get here? Is it even possible? You understand? So I look at people who are the likes of Yomi Casual, Sheyi Bodi, Maya Tafo, Moody Africa, and all. I'm like, is it even possible to get here? You understand? But one thing that has kept me going is there's never a champion for life. Life is in phases. No matter, even if it will take 20 years, these people with who we are coming up, are we getting? They can't always hold the trophy for life. The people that won Champions League the last time are not the people that will win it again. Or maybe the people that won it last 2 times are not the same people that won it the last time. So if you think that, okay, there's somebody who's already doing fine in my field, and how is it necessary for me to do something again? Yes, do it. Carve a niche in doing it. So each and every one of us should learn to be an instrument of change right from, even from our house. Move to your community, move to your state, move to your nation, and move to the whole world at large. Always have the sense that there's something in you that people need. There's a purpose that God has actually given to you to fulfill in life. So, okay, there are some places when I go, I introduce myself as a businessman. People like, you don't want to tell us exactly what you're doing. Are you not a tailor? I'm not just a tailor. I'm a businessman. Because like I said, Divika Hub is a hub. In few months' time, as God will be helping us, we'll be launching some new products, not just fashion products. We will be launching some services and the likes. It's a hub. So we should just learn to appreciate the big things in little things and the little things in big things. It will go along to help us. Let us learn to start small, and that little thing would become something big. And let me tell you that whatsoever you don't start cannot grow. Whatsoever you don't begin cannot continue. So we as youth, let us start something even in our own field, but we should learn to make a difference. We should not just talk about the difference. We should make it. We should not just think about it. We should make it. That's the thing. Make the difference. It means act the difference. Not just talk about it. Not just think it. Not just leave it in your room, but act it. But act it out. Make it. And I believe that God will help us. Thank you, sir.
Okay, as our speaker has actually said, there's no champion for life, definitely. And it is not all about having the difference in your head now. It is it is more of you making the difference. You need to go out there and making that difference, starting from your environment, from your very, very own environment. You need to begin to make the environment. Before we come back to take the question from our audience, let me just quickly remind you this Momentum 2021, and it promises to be great. We need to start making difference in every of our endeavors. As our speaker has actually said, it's a process. You need to make that difference in that which you have conceived. You need to start making that difference. We'll come back. Let's take this short break. We'll come back. We'll come back. Then we'll take our question session. Then we'll leave our audience to go and enjoy his day. Thank you. Okay. Now, before they bring up the video, this will be my question for you. In your own personal,
Today, our streets and
can you hear me?
communities are littered with the young and old who suffer
Can you
the
hear me?
indignity of begging for crust of bread to stay alive. It is no more news that there is an epidemic phenomenon of street children who are brought up on the free range system, child prostitution, rejected children, and mass destitution of the young are the order of the day. Often, they have no idea of what they are gifted to do on this earth. The politicians have found them to be available for thuggery, vandalization, political uproar, and other antisocial activities due to their ignorance and hopelessness, poverty, and inability to access quality education. It is incumbent on society to form people through the provision of integral programs and policies that will facilitate moral and social development. Hope Spring to Africa is tackling these problems by providing the right information and motivational programs to imbibe the right attitude and fill every vacuum through our various strategies. Hope Spring to Africa is a non-governmental organization founded on February 2nd, 2013, registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission to provide solutions to the first four Sustainable Development Goals, which are eradication of poverty, zero hunger, provision of good health and well-being, provision of quality education. Hope Spring to Africa, through our innovations, has visited more than 50 schools, gave scholarships to indigent students, and empowered more than 2,000 students in different communities in Nigeria. Our innovation strategies are scholarship, reach out, momentum, not too young to dream, life transforming projects such as building of schools, libraries, toilets, etc. for underdeveloped communities and schools. Our vision is restoring hope to all. Mission to provide solutions to the first four Sustainable Development Goals. For support or information, you can reach out to us on hopespringtoafrica@gmail.com or you can call 090-2016-7010. You can reach out to us on our Instagram handle, Hope Spring to Africa, our Facebook handle, Hope Spring to Africa.
Okay, welcome back. This is Momentum 2021, making a difference. I believe so far so good. We have been able to be acquainted with how we can actually make difference in our own environment, how we can actually make difference in that which we have conceived, so that people around can benefit and it can impact life positively. Now, I would want us to also know this, that making a big difference is not just saying it. As our speaker has actually said, it's not just about you saying it, but it's about you putting it into action. You have to put that which you have conceived into action, and people around you can actually benefit and can actually impact lives positively. Now, I would actually want to ask our speaker this question before I begin to take the question session. Now, in your own field, being a fashion designer or a tailor, are you there?
Okay. Yes, please.
Now, in your own field, as a fashion designer, I would want to know what difference are you actually making, because we have different designs out there, and if we look at it, some of these designs, they are not actually the best. In your own field, being a professional in it, how have you been able to make difference, and what difference are you actually making presently in your own field for people out there to actually learn from you?
Okay. Like I said earlier, that um, one thing I've been able to work on is timeliness. Timeliness. I discovered that the major challenge that the fashion industry has now is disappointment, and it has become a norm and a slogan even, that every customer who wants to give a clothes to a tailor would automatically be programming disappointment in his head, that these people, they are terrible people. So in the long run, I've been able to work on that. And one step that has helped me to actually achieve that is I've been able to understand the strength of of our production, like the staff strength. Okay, for example, I have one staff. For example, I have a staff that can actually do 7 clothes per day. It's just an analogy. I know, okay, this guy can do 7 clothes in one day. He can do 7 senator outfits in one day. Okay. Then I know that for a week, I cannot take more than 7 times 7 is 41. Abi, am I correct? Or is it 41 or 49? I know that, okay, I can't take more than 7 times 6. So we work Monday to Saturday. So I can't take more than 7 times 6 numbers of outfits in 1 week. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. So I understand the strength, the staff strength that we have. Then this will now help me understand, okay, this is the number of products we can take per time. And one thing I have not allowed to finish me is covetousness, like I said before. Most tailors are actually very covetous. They just want to take everything. And sometimes covetousness might not come directly. Like, you might not see it as covetousness, but you just want to satisfy a customer. Like, that's what you are thinking, so that it won't seem like I said no to a customer. Yes, you didn't say no, but that customer will go and tell somebody someday that you disappoint. That customer, definitely you will lose that customer eventually, that you feel. But if I tell you, okay, this clothes, when a customer tells me this clothes, I want it so day, and I tell you this is our work schedule, we can't meet up with so time. The customer can't tell people that I disappointed him. He gave me clothes and I disappointed him. It's just that the timeline of what you're saying cannot work with what we have. We have other customers too. So one thing we have been able to work on is our production timeline. It's a key thing for me that we don't disappoint customers. We don't disappoint customers. So that's the niche. That's the difference I've been able to make in the fashion industry. Thank you, sir.
Okay, as you can hear from our speaker, one of the differences making in his own field is timeliness. That's, you must be timely in everything you do. As someone who wants to make difference, you must be timely. Our speaker has actually told us in his own field he's making that difference in his course of giving out to reaching out to customers. The timely aspect of it, you must be timely, so people can actually learn 1 or 2 things from you in making that difference. Now we'll go to the question session before we wrap it up.
Okay.
We'll go to the question session. Please, the first question, I actually saw a question initially
Okay,
from someone. Can you see the question from your hand over there?
let me confirm, please.
So as for many of us that have questions, it's time for us to begin to ask our questions before our speaker leave the studio. You can begin to bring in your questions, submit your questions. If you have one thing or the other, so that you can begin to make that difference in your environment, even to people around you.
I can't actually see any question here yet. I don't know. Maybe it's me not seeing it.
It was talking about something sustainable. How can you sustain your business for?
Okay. Is it possible to run a sustainable physical startup business without the business initiator? What are the system, culture, and possible implementation to put in place to run such ideas smoothly? Practical illustration would be appreciated, sir.
Okay, can you do justice to that?
Okay, I wouldn't say that I totally understand the question because the grammar there, what are the system, culture, and possible implementation to be put in place to run such ideas smoothly? Okay, I wouldn't say I totally understand the question, like I said earlier, but you see, let me answer from here. That in business, one thing that has helped me is I trusting my instinct. Trusting my instincts. And you see, instincts has to do with more with how you react to things. For example, okay, I know that, okay, this challenge, I'm having finance challenge in my business. I'm having finance challenge in my business. Okay, the solution should be, how do I get money? Should I approach bank? Should I do this? Should I do that? Okay, is it that the product we are pushing out, customers are complaining? For example, we have a shirt size guide. So when a customer wants to order, we send our size guide to you. Okay, over time, how many people has ordered for medium and they complain that, okay, the medium is too big, it's too small, and it means that something is still not working right.
Sure.
So we need to work on our instincts, understand our instincts, and all of these things will guide how we do our business. And of course, it's not every idea that people tell you that you should accept. It is not every idea that people just bring to you. Okay, for example, now, Divika Hub, so many customers have advised us that we should go into female tailoring, but I still tell them that we don't, we won't. And it's basically because right from when I was starting business, what I want to do is dress a man. Divika Hub is strictly a male brand. I don't want to put too many eggs in my basket. At the end of it all, I'll have everything being smashed. So I was able to understand, okay, this is what I want to do. And every process of the way must follow suit. So we should learn to trust our instincts. Our instincts, God has actually put the instincts there to guide us. It is not everything we do as a human being that will now say, in fact, let me give you a shocker. God does not like anybody that does not have anything upstairs. God wants us to present something to him that, oh, God, this is what I want to do. How do you feel I should do it? Should I do it? God does not even want people that don't have anything upstairs. So we should work on our instincts. And another analogy is, we should ask ourselves a question of what actually makes the lion the king of the jungle? What actually makes the lion the king of the jungle? Is the lion the biggest animal in the jungle? No. Is the lion the wisest animal in the jungle? No. Is the lion the strongest animal in the jungle? No. Is the lion the tallest animal in the jungle? No. Is the lion the fastest animal in the jungle? No. But what makes the lion the king of the jungle? It is instinct. When a lion sees as big as an elephant will be, the lion sees food, not the size. What the lion sees is, this is my lunch. And if this thing goes, then I'll be hungry. So we need to trust our instincts and be passionate, be hungry to fulfill destiny. We need to fuel our passion, fuel our instincts, and be hungry to fulfill destiny. There's actually a purpose that God has placed for every one of us to come and achieve in life. So if we don't have forever, we don't have eternity to pursue it. Even the scripture says that we should pursue our God in the days of our youth.
Sure.
So we should pursue our dreams when we are young. Night comes when no one can walk. Night comes when no one can walk. Permit me, let me talk about even God himself. When he created everything, in the book of Genesis, he said that the seed of everything has been put in itself. He said the seed of everything has been put in itself. It means that if a mango grows somewhere now, did God just create it? No. God did not just create it. The seed to create another life for another mango has been put in it. So we as individuals, we should understand that the seed of greatness has been put in us. The purpose that God wants us to fulfill has been put in us. So we should just let that seed germinate. We should give it space to grow. We should give this a seed space to grow. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, for our audience listening to us, as you can hear from our speaker, you need to be passionate about it. That which you have actually conceived, you should be passionate about it in making that difference. So, before I leave you, speaker, I would like to ask conclusively for many out there in thinking about how to making that difference in their environment. What's the energy you are going to leave with us? That's for the audience so that they can know how to begin to make that difference in few sentences. What's that energy you are going to leave with us that will begin to go out there and making that difference in our environment, in that which we do? What are you going to leave us with so that we can go out there and begin to making that difference?
Okay. Conclusively, I will tell you that nobody can actually grow beyond their belief system. Nobody can grow beyond their belief system. In fact, everything that happens to us and everything that does not happen to us pivots around what we believe. If you believe that, okay, when I do this thing, I can actually do it. When I conceive this idea, I can do it. And same way, if you conceive an idea and you say you cannot do it, same way. Same way. So every one of us should learn first to believe in ourselves. To believe in yourself. Organize and change your belief system. Don't be part of people thinking that there's something impossible for you to do. The scripture says, with God, nothing shall be impossible. So if you as a person, you think that there's something you cannot do, then you are underrating your God. You're underrating the purpose that God actually put in you. So every one of us should understand and clearly know that everything that pivots around me, that happens in my life, centers around my belief system. If you say you can do it, yes, you can. If you say you cannot, then you cannot. In fact, it doesn't matter what people say about you. If I tell somebody my dream and the person say you cannot do it, it does not matter. It does not count. But what I believe about myself is what matters.
Sure.
What I believe about myself is what matters. And people should discover who they are. People should discover. It's not just about asking the question. You know, even on daily basis, when two cars, probably they have an accident or maybe just a scratch or whatsoever, you know, maybe we have two wealthy people coming out from the car. All you hear is, who are you? Who are you in this land? And we end up leaving that place with no answers to such questions. So we should not just ask ourselves the question of, who are you? I should sit myself down and ask myself, Johnson, who are you? What is the purpose that God has actually given to you to fulfill in life? And all of these things, for me, since when I was as young as 10 years old, there are dreams that I had then that I still remember till now. And I understand their meaning. So some people could understand their purpose via dream. You could know maybe, okay, probably for you, uh, your purpose is to lead people. Probably your purpose is to help people that are leading. So there should be something, there should be a solution that God has actually created you to fulfill. So everything that happens to you, everything that happens to me, everything that happens to every one of us pivots around what we believe about ourselves. Pivots around what we believe about ourselves. I believe that God will so much help us that in this our life, we will not just walk like a snake on a rock that does not have an impact. But people will know that
Amen.
this person came and we saw his impact. He made the difference, and that is why we are able to follow. And making a difference does not end with you. It goes a long way even to the generation ahead of you. I don't plan to have a business that when I die, my business die. No, it should be something that my children or anybody can take over.
Sure.
So I believe God will help us.
Amen.
Thank you very much, sir.
So, our audience watching us live, as you can hear from our speaker, he has actually done justice to making a difference. He has told us, don't just ask who you are. Don't just ask that. A lot of us asking that question, who am I? Who has God? Who is this? Who is that? Don't just ask that question. But the question that should actually pop up from your brain or from you is, what's that purpose? What's that difference you actually want to create? What's that difference you actually want to meet up with? What's that difference you actually want to allow people around you? What's that difference you want them to see from you? You must be purpose driven. And as he has actually said initially, in his own field, he is making the difference in the aspect of timeliness. It must be timely. So you should identify your own field and you should be able to know the difference you want to create in your own field. If you will not understand anything, so far so good, but at least he gave us 5 keys that we can actually use. That's affluence people. He also talked about finance persons. He talked about the idea person. He talked about the priest helper, and he also talked about laborers. You need every of these things. So our audience watching us live, I think you should be able to get 1 or 2 things from this particular session, how you want to begin to make that difference, how you want to begin to make that difference in your environment, how you want to begin to explore that which you have conceived within you, not just limiting it to yourself, but impacting lives and ensuring people around you are really benefiting from that. So on this note, before we leave, I would want us to I would want to wish him a happy birthday once again before he goes enjoying himself with his beautiful wife. And once more, I want to wish you a happy married life and anniversary at the same time. So,
Thank you
for
very
as
much.
many of us watching us, this is Divika Hub, the CEO for Divika Hub. You can search him on social media, be it Facebook, be it Instagram. If you are interested in making any fabric, any design at all, you can reach out to him. He's a design guru, he's a fashion guru. So he will create that best for you. And I'm very sure you are not going to be disappointed. So at this juncture, our viewers want to appreciate you for this wonderful session. it has been a mind-blowing session with Johnson Olushola Omotosho. It promises to be great again once more. Stay tuned as we continue in making difference in the evening. Powered by Offspring to Africa. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Today, our streets and communities are littered with the young and old who suffer the indignity of begging for crust of bread to stay alive. It is no more news that there is an epidemic phenomenon of street children who are brought up on the free-range system, child prostitution, rejected children, and mass destitution of the young are the order of the day. Often, they have no idea of what they are gifted to do on this earth. The politicians have found them to be available for thuggery, vandalization, political uproar, and other antisocial activities due to their ignorance and hopelessness, poverty, and inability to access quality education. It is incumbent on society to form people through the provision of integral programs and policies that will facilitate moral and social development. Offspring to Africa is tackling these problems by providing the right information and motivational programs to imbibe the right attitude and fill every vacuum through our various strategies. Hope Spring to Africa is a non-governmental organization founded on February 2nd, 2013, registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission to provide solutions to the first four Sustainable Development Goals, which are eradication of poverty, zero hunger, provision of good health and well-being, provision of quality education. Hope Spring to Africa, through our innovations, has visited more than 50 schools, gave scholarships to indigent students, and empowered more than 2,000 students in different communities in Nigeria. Our innovation strategies are scholarship, reach out, momentum, not too young to dream, life-transforming projects such as building of schools, libraries, toilets, etc. for underdeveloped communities and schools. Our vision is restoring hope to all. Mission to provide solutions to the first four Sustainable Development Goals. For support or information, you can reach out to us on hopespringtoafrica@gmail.com, or you can call 090-2016-7010. You can reach out to us on our Instagram handle, Hope Spring to Africa, our Facebook handle, Hope Spring to Africa,